Detective Story, Part 1. The Case of the Silver Sedan. It was raining hard when the woman walked into my office. Her name was Clara, and she looked worried. She sat down and told me her story. "My husband came home last night with a car," she said. "A beautiful silver sedan. When I asked him about it, he told me a client had given it to him as payment, but I didn't believe him." I listened carefully while she was speaking. She had been married to Ricardo for 10 years, and she knew when he was lying. That morning, she had noticed the car keys on the kitchen table, and she had checked the license plate. The car wasn't registered under his name. "I think he stole it," she whispered. "I want you to find the real owner. Then I'll help you take the car back." I took the case. That afternoon, while I was driving to the city archives, I thought about Clara's story. Something didn't feel right. Her husband had worked as a mechanic for many years, but he had never earned much money. How could a client pay him with such an expensive car? At the archives, I searched the license plate number. The car belonged to a man called Daniel Costa. He had reported it stolen 3 days earlier. When I called him, he was surprised and grateful. He had almost given up hope. "Where was the car when it disappeared?" I asked. "I had parked it outside a restaurant," Daniel explained. "I was having dinner with my sister. When we came out, the car was gone." The next morning, I met Clara at a small cafe near her house. She had prepared everything, just as we had planned. Her husband was still sleeping upstairs. The car keys were on the bedroom dresser next to his wallet. "At 10 o'clock, I'll drop the keys from the bedroom window," she said. "You'll be waiting below. Then you can take the car to Daniel." I nodded and drank my coffee. I was feeling nervous, but I trusted Clara. At exactly 10 o'clock, I was standing under the window. The street was empty because most people had already left for work. Suddenly, I heard a soft sound. The keys had fallen into the grass beside me. I picked them up quickly and walked to the silver sedan. While I was starting the engine, I looked up at the window. Clara was watching me. She smiled and closed the curtain. I drove carefully across the city. When I arrived at Daniel's house, he was waiting on the front steps. He had been waiting for hours, he told me later. When he saw his car, tears filled his eyes. "Thank you," he whispered. I had lost all hope. That evening, Clara called me. Her husband had woken up and had discovered that the keys were missing. He had run downstairs and had seen that the car was gone. He was furious, but he couldn't call the police. He knew he had stolen the car himself. "He'll never know it was me," Clara said quietly, "and he'll never do this again." I hung up the phone and poured myself a small drink. Outside, the rain had stopped and the streets were shining under the streetlights. Another case had ended well. I smiled and closed my notebook.